If you're looking to get into HVAC sales engineering, or you just landed a job in HVAC sales engineering, I want to share a couple of tips that helped me in my first 6 months that'll put you ahead of the game. I built a really solid foundation in the first 6 months that helped me succeed in the next year. And because of that, in my second year, I hit my quota for the year in the first 4 months. By the way, my name is Abdullah and I transitioned from engineering to engineering sales, and I help others do the same. The first thing I did that helped me succeed and set me apart was that I used LinkedIn to develop relationships with engineers and stakeholders, and those engineers were my foundation for the year to come. So in HVAC sales engineering, each rep has a list of accounts that they have to take care of. I have a list of accounts. This account list could be anywhere from 5 to 25 engineering accounts. And what you basically do is you service them and you help them with equipment selection. And now most companies will give you a list and tell you to go after them. But there are so many accounts that aren't even on that list and aren't even serviced by your company yet. And those are the accounts that could really make you a rainmaker for the company and help you succeed faster. So what I did was I got LinkedIn Sales Navigator and I started looking for my ideal kind of customer, which are mechanical engineers around my area. And I connected with a lot of them. I built my connections on LinkedIn. I made my LinkedIn look good, and that made more people accept. And the more followers you have on LinkedIn, the more the people will accept you as you move forward. And after I connected with some key engineers at some big engineering firms, I started to chat with them and I booked lunch and learns with their team. And that's how I first got into those engineering firms and started to get known by the engineers. Why I think LinkedIn is a huge tool that not a lot of people are utilizing is because most of this industry is very old school. So no one really uses LinkedIn to get to know engineers and build that account list and trust and build those relationships starting from LinkedIn. Most top sales guys in the industry are not even on LinkedIn or are on there very briefly. But if you use LinkedIn in your first 6 to 12 months, it will give you a huge head start and impress your management. Now, I always suggest after you get to know an engineer, either on LinkedIn or through any other way, the first thing you do is you book a general lunch and learn with their company if they don't know who you are, if they don't know your company. Now, this general lunch and learn serves two purposes. First thing is that they will get to know what products you have, they will get to know your company as a whole, what you guys do, what services you offer, stuff like that. And second is you get to know the people there. You get to know who the boss is, who the junior designers are, who you can get along with, who can maybe be your key into this engineering firm to get designs from them, to get specs. So it's very important to start off with a general lunch and learn about your company, and then after that you can maybe do a follow-up lunch and learn about a specific topic that they want to hear about, or you can do like lunches one-on-one or with a small group from that firm. And those follow-ups, like the lunches, like the specific lunch and learns, will help you build that trust with those engineers over the long run and help solidify you as someone who's technical, not just a sales guy. Next thing I want to touch on is only talk about products that you're confident about. Now, you might be at a firm where you have a lot of different products. I wouldn't suggest bringing up products that you're not confident in. And when I say confident, I mean like you don't know the ins and outs of it. For example, you just learned about a new product you have. Don't go straight to engineers and tell them, hey, we have this thing. Because those engineers, especially if they're a lot older than you, they probably know more about that topic than you as someone who's starting out. So I would really suggest dig deep into a couple of products you have, learn everything about them, and then those are the products you want to dive deep into with the engineers, not the ones that you're not confident in, because I've had situations where they knew more than me about certain topics and you don't want to be in that situation. So after that happened, I only focused on products that I knew really well, and it served me really well in the first 6 months. And it really helped me build that trust with the engineers. Next thing is, when you don't know something, just admit it. There's nothing worse than when someone asks you a question and you just start talking about stuff you don't know. Please don't do that. If you don't know something, just say I don't know. People will admire that, people will understand that. No one cares. In the beginning, I was kind of hesitant to say, oh, I don't know, because I thought I would look stupid or look like inexperienced. But if you say, hey, I don't know, but I'm gonna get you the answer, just give me 2 hours, that's a lot better than talking about something that you don't know and having to correct yourself later, and then you just lose that trust. And trust is very easily broken and very hard to build. So if you don't know something, just say you don't know. Even if you're like 85% sure, just say, hey, I'm pretty sure it's this, but I'm gonna double check and get back to you. That's it. Like, don't ever say something with certainty when you're not 100% sure, because again, trust is very hard to build, and if you have trust with the engineer, you don't want to break it. The last thing I want to touch on is being fast to respond. Now, I think this is the most important thing in your first 6 months, 12 months, actually in your whole career as a sales engineer. If you answer engineers fast, obviously you have to be correct, you have to be accurate, but if you get back to them faster than anyone else, you will have their business. You have to think what the engineers are looking for when it comes to equipment suppliers. When they ask you for selections, all they want is the information as fast as possible, hitting their email, and all the information being correct and complete and accurate, and that's it. That's all they want. When they ask you a question, a technical question, they expect a response back fast. Obviously, sometimes you're gonna take a day or two to get back to them, but the faster you are, the better. And given that obviously you're correct. So this is the most important thing. I heard this from one of my mentors like starting off, and I really took it seriously, and it really paid off because all my customers always tell me how much they like me because I answer so fast. I'm always responsive and I always pick up the phone, even on the weekend, even after 6 7 p.m. I always answer the phone. And if you're like, oh, but you shouldn't be able to work after hours, you shouldn't have to work after hours, anything like that. I mean, others are willing to do that. So if you're willing to be beat by those people, then that's on you. If you're a hustler, if you want to win in this, then you gotta answer your phone at any time to build that relationship with the customer and to be that trusted person for them.